Transportation now come to order. The time is 2:42. Clerk, call the roll.
Canales.
Here.
Rainey.
Here.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano.
Here.
Lujan.
Here.
Ordaz.
Present.
Patterson. Perez. Romero.
Present.
Quorum is present. Good afternoon, members. Everybody joining us today as we continue the business of the House Committee on Transportation. To all those who are wishing to testify in person today, please ensure that you are registered in the electronic witness affirmation form and terminal behind me in the hallway. If you have trouble registering, please see my clerk to your right, your left, and they will help you. To all those who are here, we will respectfully ask you to not repeat the testimony that was heard before you. Today is actually a highway naming day bill. There will, with a few exceptions, we'll be hearing some other bills. If you've got your cell phones, please silence it. To the folks watching at home, the Transportation Committee can take public comments on the individual bills for discussion today. For all those interested in submitting public comment before the House Committee on Transportation, please view the public notice for the House of Representatives website. When you have selected the notice, scroll down to the very bottom of the website. The public comment portal will be shortly closed after the adjournment. Members, I would like to continue the practice of reserving questions, if any, today to the end of the testimony. I'd also like to remind everyone in the room, once again, silence your cell phones. Lastly, we'll be calling authors in according to seniority currently present in the committee room. Accommodations have been made ahead of time. Members, any questions before we proceed? Chair, hearing none, the chair lays out HB 2363 by Chairman Darby and calls Chairman Darby to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. House Bill 2363 simply names a portion of Farm to Market Road 765 in Concho County in honor of Sergeant Stephen Jones, who was killed in the line of duty. Sergeant Jones leaves a wife and 5 children. We want to honor his sacrifices. The Commissioners Court has approved of this effort, and private donations will raise the funds necessary to mark the highway.
Thank you for bringing this bill, Chairman. We appreciate it. There's no one registered to testify on for or against this measure. Does anybody wish to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Chairman Darby to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I close.
Thank you, Chairman, for bringing this measure before us. We will be voting this measure out today. The chair leaves HB 2363 pending at this time. The chair now lays out HB 2364 by Chairman Darby. Recognizes Chairman Darby to lay out the bill.
Thank you. This honors a portion of Highway 7 in Concho County for Deputy Samuel Leonard. He left a wife and 1 daughter in connection with the same shooting incident in Concho County. Again, the Commissioners Courts have approved this and will pay for it with private funds.
Once again, thank you for laying out this bill. There's no one else registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Chairman Darby to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I close.
Thank you, Chairman Darby. The chair recognizes Representative Yvonne Davis is present. The chair lays out HB 2205. It recognizes Representative Wally to explain the bill.
Thank you, Chairman Canales, members. Thank you for the opportunity to lay out House Bill 2205 today. HB 2205 honors the life of Harris County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Armendariz by designating part of the highway in Harris County in his name. Members, you would remember I laid out a memorial resolution in his honor, and on March 31st, 2022, Deputy Armendariz was shot and killed while off duty when he came across 3 men attempting to steal a catalytic converter from his vehicle. Deputy Armendariz is survived by his wife, Flor, who is here with us today, and his 3 children, Andrea, Kayla, and Danny. Deputy Armendariz was my constituent, but also he was a dear friend of mine and neighbor. We would respectfully ask this committee to please join us in honoring him and his legacy. And in that vein, we seek to honor his legacy by naming parts of 59 in Harris County at the intersection of Little York to the Beltway as the Deputy Sheriff Darren Armendariz Memorial Highway. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to lay out this bill. And
thank you for bringing forward this bill. Our sincerest condolences to Ms. Armendariz. I met with her earlier today. It is truly our honor to honor her and her family in this way for their sacrifice. There's no one else here registered to testify on for or against the measure. The chair, having no one else, would anybody like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Wally to close.
Thank you for your time and care, committee members. I know you have unfortunately, numerous memorial resolutions, renamings, but really appreciate the opportunity to honor my dear friend, Deputy Darren Almendares, and his wife, Flor, who's here. And also, we also have members from the Harris County Sheriff's Department, Harris County Sheriff's Office, sorry.
Thank you, Chairman. Members, any questions? It is truly our honor to, we will vote this out today, by the way.
Thank you, Chairman.
HB 2205 be laid pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 3045 and recognizes Chairman Bonin to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. House Bill 3045 will designate the bridge connecting Galveston Island and Pelican Island as the Ken Clark Memorial Bridge. Commissioner Clark served for nearly 2.5 decades as a county commissioner in Galveston County. He was a tireless advocate for improving infrastructure and lowering taxes. He had an encyclopedic knowledge of all things Galveston County and people of Galveston County, and earned the respect of everyone. So even people who had clashed with him over his years of service recognized after his loss that he was irreplaceable as an asset in public service to the people. He was a friend. He worked relentlessly to get this bridge rebuilt, and we lost him far too soon after an extended battle with cancer. And I know that this is something that meant so much to him and to his family. He was a champion for this project, and so we seek in this legislation to name the bridge after him.
Thank you, Chairman. It seems only right that the bridge should be named after him. Members, any questions? We thank you for bringing forth this bill. There's no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Would anybody like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Chairman Bonin to close.
I close.
Thank you. At this time, HB 3045 be laid pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2335 and recognizes Representative King to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the members to lay out House Bill 20, for the opportunity to lay out House Bill 2335. Most of us know Speaker Laney, and some of us were privileged to know the late Nelda Laney, who is truly a special lady in our state. The Laney's contribution to West Texas, to Hale County, and to the entire state of Texas is immeasurable by just about anybody's estimation. House Bill 2335 would designate a portion of U.S. Highway 87 in Hale County, which is the home of Pete and Nelda Laney, as the Pete and Nelda Laney Highway. Members, I'd appreciate your favorable consideration and would reserve my right to close.
Members, are there any questions? Thank you, Representative King. There is no one registered here to register to testify on for or against the measure. Is anybody like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative King to close.
I close.
Thank you, Representative King. This time, HB 2335 will be pending at the time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 975 and recognizes Representative Niave Criado to explain the measure.
Thank you, Chair Canales, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. I'm extremely honored to bring before you this legislation, which will designate parts of Highway 635 that runs through Mesquite in our district as the Officer Richard Houston II Memorial Highway. We want to thank Representatives Keith Bell and Rep. Retta Bowers, who are also involved. You're going to hear today from Shelby Houston, the daughter of Officer Houston II, who will speak today and who will tell you the story. But Officer Richard Houston II was on Friday, December 3rd, 2021, responding to a domestic disturbance call in a parking lot of a grocery store in Mesquite, Texas, when he was shot and killed. It's tragic, and so I will reserve my time and right to close so that you can hear from his daughter, and respectfully ask for your favorable consideration.
Thank you, members. Any questions? Members, normally the chair limits the amount of testimony, but on these special bills, we are not limiting the amount of testimony. So the chair now calls Shelby Houston. Ms. Houston, please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, and your position on the measure.
Good afternoon. My name is Shelby Houston, and I'm here to represent support for House Bill 975. I'm the oldest daughter of Officer Richard Houston, who was shot and killed in the line of duty on December 3rd, 2021. Like she said, it was a domestic disturbance call. He arrived, full uniform, badge, lights on, and within seconds, the man got out of the car and shot him 3 times and killed him instantly. It was a day I'll never forget, and many of you already know this. However, there would be no greater heartbreak than hearing the words, "Your dad is no longer with us." When I was contacted to testify, I read the order of bills to be presented today at this hearing. I was shocked, yet not at all of the countless bills being presented in honor of deputies, sheriffs, and officers who are no longer with us. We know this happens far too often, if at all. My father had told many stories in my growing up of those men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice, the ones who had to say goodbye in order for others to say hello. Of course, I'm here today for that very reason. I was one who was left behind. My family and I have been grateful for those around the world who have reached out to express their condolences and offer prayers. They're ones that keep us going. However, despite all of those, they never end up bringing my dad home. By establishing a portion of Highway 635 in honor of my dad, my prayer would be that those who travel upon it would remember him, surely to remember his sacrifice, but ultimately to remember the life he lived, because it's worthy of honor and respect. As families, friends, sons, daughters, moms, and dads travel on Highway 635, I'd hope that they would decide to love hard and hug tight, because there was a day that loving hard and hugging tight was just a memory for us, a reality that would never return. We're counting on you to pass this bill so we can honor, remember, and respect the ultimate sacrifice that my dad paid. Thank you, Representative Criado, Bell, and Bowers, for continuing a lifelong legacy that will never be forgotten. We know you can't bring him back, but you can help others move forward as a better friend, parent, and child. Thank you.
Members, any questions?
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you for your testimony. Please accept this committee's deepest sympathy and heartfelt condolences. We will be passing this bill today. As you mentioned, there's nothing we can do to bring him back, but we will honor him today. If you want to stick around for the vote.
Thank you so much.
There is no one else registered to testify on or against the measure. Is there anyone who would like to testify on or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Niaba Criado to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This means a lot. The city of Mesquite also passed a resolution, which is in the packet that's being handed, as well as an article about what happened. So thank you for your graciousness and appreciate the vote today.
Thank you, members. Any questions? At this time, HB 975 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2680 and recognizes Representative Collier to explain the measure.
Thank you, Chair Canales and members. Tatiana Jefferson was a loving daughter, sister, and aunt who often played video games with her nephew late into the night. She was a first-generation college student, held a bachelor's degree in biology with a minor in chemistry, and was passionate about her future in medicine. On October 12th, 2019, however, those plans were cut short when she was unlawfully shot and killed inside of her home. I'm going to reserve the rest of my comments for the end because we do have a council member who is here to share exactly why and the necessity of this renaming of this highway. It would be an overlay, not completely renaming, but an overlay of the Tatiana Jefferson Highway. And I ask for your favorable consideration, the right to close.
Members, any questions? We'll reserve your right to close. The chair calls Chris Nettles. Please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill, please.
Thank you, Chairman and committee members. My name is Councilman Chris Nettles. I represent the City of Fort Worth in District Number 8 in the Southeast Quarter. I am here to testify in support of Bill HB 2680. I represent the district that encompasses 76104, which is the lowest life expectancy in all of Texas. A beautiful young lady by the name of Tatiana Jefferson paused her medical schooling career and promising future to move back to Southeast Fort Worth to take care of her ill mother and her nephew of her ill sister. On October 12, 2019, Tatiana and her 8-year-old nephew were playing video games and cooking hamburgers late around 1 a.m., and a neighbor called the Fort Worth Police Department for a wellness check. Unfortunately, the officer responded, never announced himself, and went around the backyard and fatally shot Miss Tatiana Jefferson while the 8-year-old nephew was feet away. Since her death, her mother has passed, her father had passed, and her ill sister passed from an internal illness, which is the mother of the 8-year-old who was standing next to Tatiana at her death. The City of Fort Worth is now working on community police relationships in the Southeast Fort Worth, and I am here on behalf of the residents and the city councilmen who unanimously voted for support of this initiative, and will also take care of the cost to rename a portion of I-35 to a Tatiana Jefferson Freeway. This will give her remaining family, community, and the City of Fort Worth a sense of comfort as we move forward to work on the City of Fort Worth. So thank you for your time and attention, and I humbly ask for your respect to honor our request today.
Thank you for your testimony, Councilman. Members, any questions? Romero. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Nettles. Not only do you represent District 8, but you are my council member in Fort Worth. And as my representative, my colleague, Nicole Collier knows, Tatiana's family home is on Maddox Avenue, which is where my business is. So it affected all of us. And I want to commend you and Nicole and all the other council members for all the work that you've done, including naming the community center after Tatiana Jefferson. I believe we've come a long way in Fort Worth because of your efforts. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative.
Members, any other questions? Chair recognizes Representative Gammas is present. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Chairman.
There's no one else here registered to testify on for or against the measures. Anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measures? Chair hearing none recognizes Representative Collier to close.
Thank you. I close.
HB 2680 will be left in at this time. At this time, the chair recognizes Representative Perez is present. The chair lays out HB 2835 and recognizes Representative Burns to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members, for inviting me to lay out House Bill 2835. This bill will designate a portion of State Highway 144 in Hood and Somerville counties as the Ed Shipman Memorial Highway. There's a need to memorialize the legacy and life of Ed Shipman. Ed Shipman was credited with helping children on the brink of prison, lifelong drug addiction, and poverty. He sadly passed away on August 22nd, 2016. He was a long-standing philanthropist. Mr. Shipman gave children structure, education, and love by founding the North Central Texas Academy at Happy Hill Farm, private school for disadvantaged youth that relies completely on private donations. A portion of State Highway 144 in Hood and Somerville counties that is in front of the Happy Hill Farm would be renamed as the Ed Shipman Memorial Highway. I believe we have a witness, and I appreciate your time today.
Members, any questions? You've got two witnesses. We'll call you back up. Thank you. Chair calls Tim Bolton. Please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill, please.
Hi, Tim Bolton. I'm representing only myself.
Correct. And your position on the bill?
4.
Thank you. Proceed, please.
So good afternoon. Thank you for helping me honor Ed Shipman. I'm here as a living testimony. I was a resident at the children's home when I was a kid, and my life was profoundly changed because of this one man and his wife and their vision. He was a father figure to me and many others for all of those years, a facilitator of my own faith. After graduation for the past 40 years, I've been giving my testimony in various fundraising events and that sort of activity, just trying to help those things out. Now that has grown from 20 or so kids at the children's home when I was there to now about 200, and including my own 3 sons. It's also, there's a school on campus, and so my sons attend that school. I moved back to Granbury just for the purpose of having my sons go to the school where I graduated from. So now take everything I just said and multiply it by thousands of lives that he's affected over the course of almost 50 years. He died 6 years ago, as Mr. Burns has mentioned. So thank you for honoring his legacy, his wife Gloria, his 2 sons, and the many of the rest of us sons and daughters, if you will, whose lives have been changed as well.
Thank you for your powerful testimony. Members, any questions? Thank you. Chair calls Eva Royer. If I got that, I mispronounced that, please correct me.
Eva Royer, hi. I don't speak as fast as everybody else does, but I'm grateful for your time here today. I met Ed Shipman 29 years ago when I worked in an ad agency.
I don't mean to interrupt you, ma'am.
Yes.
You need to state your position on the bill and who
I'm
you
for
represent.
it. House Bill 2835.
And you represent yourself?
I represent myself.
Go ahead.
Yes. And so I met Ed Shipman 29 years ago. He was a man who just went to local businesses to raise funds for the farm. And his ministry impacted children far and wide. Wanted to let you know that the Hood County Commissioners Court did pass this unanimously. They are all for it. They wanted to link arms with Somerville County and do a joint resolution. We ran out of time. And so their ask was if we could name the entire 144, the Ed Shipman Memorial Highway. We're only asking for 6 miles of it. That's in front of the farm. We are grateful for your time today. I hope that you guys would pass this just to support this great man in this community.
Sounds like he was a wonderful person.
He really
It's our
was.
honor to do so. Members, any questions? Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
There's no one else here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Burns close.
Thank you very much, members, and we do have the funds to pay for the sign and everything when it goes up, if it be your pleasure. So with that, I am closed. Thank you.
Thank you. HB 2835 be left at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 5135 and recognizes Representative Casaldo to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, for the opportunity to lay out 5135 bill allows the creation of specialty license plates for K-9 for kids. This money will go back into K-9 dogs and safety in schools.
Members, any questions? There is no one here to testify on for or against the measure. Would there anybody like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Casal to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I'll close.
The chair will leave 5135 pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 539. Recognize Representative Bales to explain the measure.
Chairman Canales, HB 539 establishes ranch vehicle designation.
There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Bales to close.
Chairman, I close.
At this time, HB 539 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 923 and recognizes Representative Kane to explain the measure. And you can do so from the dais if you'd like.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the committee. House Bill 923 would designate a portion of an interchange in my district. In fact, it's the place where this person passed away, the Aaron M. Hicks Memorial Interchange. It's an important thing to my constituents, and I've been told that the funds are available. So with that, assuming there's no witnesses, I'm done.
Members, any questions for Representative Kane? There is no one here to register to testify on for or against the measure. Anyone would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Kane to close.
Thank you, committee. I ask for your vote on this today, and that I close.
At this time, HB 923 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2876 and recognizes Representative Kane to explain the measure.
Members, industrial firefighters provide an important and unique role in emergency response activities and are important to the community surrounding industrial facilities. This bill would create a specialty plate for industrial firefighters, and it's consistent with the issuance of similar plates like those for firefighters, volunteer firefighters, EMS personnel. To be eligible, the person must be certified by the State Firemen and Fire Marshal Association, meet all the criteria approved by that board for the Texas Industrial Emergency Service Board, and be employed by an industrial facility that maintains an industrial fire brigade. That's all. I close.
There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. We would like to testify on for or against the measure. Chair seeing none, recognizes Representative Kane to close.
That's it. Thank you, members. We'll support this bill today.
Thank you, Representative Kane. HB 2876 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 3843 and recognizes Representative Wilson to explain the measure.
Thank you, Chairman, members. Thank you for fitting this in such an important day for your Transportation Committee. House Bill 3843 tasks TxDOT with conducting a toll road study, and I'm available for any questions.
Members, any questions? Yes. Representative Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I don't understand what you just said. You were doing what?
It tasks TxDOT to conduct a toll road study.
Okay, and so let me ask you something.
Sure.
Is TxDOT studying only their toll roads or all toll roads?
All toll roads.
Even the ones that they don't, like North Texas Toll Authority, that they don't manage or run?
Yes, ma'am. What they're looking for is operations and error rates, customer complaints, speed of processing, billing practices for transparency for our citizens.
And so our toll road has a website that provides that information currently. Are you aware of that?
Well, they actually don't. They all have a different way for which they do billing to their customers.
Okay.
So they'll be looking at the total operations.
And so, based on this study, would this study trump we just did a review of our toll authority where they do provide some transparency.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I would probably want to know, were you trying to undo? Or
No, not at all.
are we duplicating efforts?
I don't think so, because it's looking at how they actually bill and the billing transparency across there.
And so,
and error rates and complaints.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Complaints. And I guess I'm trying to make sure we distinguish between the toll roads that the department administers and the toll roads that are done by different authorities.
Yeah.
And I want to understand that how they play together, because they have different jurisdictions and governing bodies. And so I want to understand, what does this do to those independent governing bodies?
It doesn't do anything to them. It just looks at how each operates in terms of those categories I just mentioned.
Okay.
That's all.
So it is not your...
It's to inform us in the future.
I'm sorry?
It's to inform us in the future if there's things.
To inform us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Maybe I need to ask TxDOT, because I thought we do have this at North Texas Toll Authority already done, so...
No,
I
I
don't wanna
appreciate that.
Okay, I'm sorry, you said we don't?
No, I say I appreciate that, what you were trying to tell me. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis, we do have a resource witness, if you'd like to call up the resource. Okay, so we'll reserve your, members, any other questions? We'll reserve your right to close. Chair calls Stephen Stewart. Stewart, please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill.
Stephen Stewart, Chief Financial Officer for the Texas Department of Transportation, registered on the bill. To answer your question, I believe the bill is just for a study, so it would just consolidate the information across all the tolling entities based upon the information requested.
And so the question is, let me ask you something. The question is, right now, NTTA provides this information already, is that correct?
There is,
Is there
I believe,
something
so
additional
I
that
don't want to
you're
speak on behalf of NTTA, but I do know that they publish information online.
And so I'm just wondering, is this additional information that your study would be capturing?
Based upon the bill, that the study that has been requested would consolidate information to report statewide, but it would be dependent upon the cooperation of multiple entities to provide that information to us.
Okay, so as it relates to this study, I'm trying to understand the correlation between creating another study that potentially information has already been provided or available to the department. That's what I'm trying to understand.
And I believe if that information was available, then we would include it within the report.
So you wouldn't be doing another study. We just sent our toll authority through an audit system, and I don't want us to inadvertently create another audit system for them that they've already had to do through our county judges requiring this. So I just want to make sure we're not creating them a work effort that's already been done.
So what you're saying is if the information that's needed by the study has already been done, that's the information you would include in the study?
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Members, any other questions? Thank you for your participation. Chair calls Terry Hall. Please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill, please.
All right, Terry Hall with Texas Turf and Texas for Toll-Free Highways, and we're for the bill.
And yourself.
And myself. We're very supportive of it. However, we actually want to see the bill go further. What a surprise to you all, I'm sure. We feel like we need a complete toll billing reform and a uniform system across the state with predictable, uniform billing practices. KXAN uncovered a massive problem back in 2019 that found over 2 million Texas drivers have been put into collections over problems with their toll bills. That's basically the population of San Antonio. And TxDOT only operates a handful of toll segments. Because drivers with unpaid toll bills are criminals in the eyes of Texas law, which we're, of course, wanting to change, they can have their vehicle registration blocked and car impounded, adding to the money they already owe. On top of that, there's chronic billing errors, drivers that persistently cannot reach a single live human to resolve their bill problems, set up payment plans, or fight the punitive fines and fees that get tacked onto their bills. The primary way these drivers get upside down on their bills is failure to immediately notify drivers when there's a problem with their payment card. Regardless, drivers receive their first bill and are already greeted with threats, and they're treated like criminals before there's even 1 month of non-payment. The problem is the entire system. These toll entities run roughshod over drivers and treat them like garbage. There is no customer service, just threats and force. We've been after this committee to do something about it for 16 years. I archived the first report of double billing problems back in 2007. You actually partially corrected the problem at TxDOT due to Ina Manhattan's amendment to the TxDOT Sunset Bill in 2017. And guess what? The sky hasn't fallen. All the predictions by these toll entities haven't come true, and TxDOT still bills people, and people still get their bills paid. It's like magic. Texans deserve better, and it's frankly your responsibility to give it to them. So we definitely support this bill.
Members, any questions? Ms. Davis.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I've been around long enough to know when it was really, really bad.
Yes.
When it got better, and when we thought we addressed it. So when I hear you say that they're treated like criminals, I would assume that does not mean NTTA, because I've worked too hard to make sure that.
Well, I get calls from people who get bills from NTTA who feel like that, yes.
Well, but the reality is we set up systems that we, in the previous sessions, where we tried to make sure that they had expedited processes to understand what their bills were and giving them adequate time to pay it. I just don't want us to get lumped with what some other folks are doing, because I spent a great deal of time with NTTA trying to make sure we streamline the building processes,
Right.
that they got less notifications or not the repetitive notifications and the escalation of it. So while I think some of them might still have problems, and we probably have room for improvement. I don't want to get lumped into that toll authority language that we're just getting dumped, that we're not being aggressive on it, because I've spent a great deal of time since I've been on transportation trying to address that and make sure that
And we appreciate that.
So
We would love to see it in statute, though, because what happens
that.
when, y'all aren't looking, sometimes stuff happens.
And I agree with that, but specifics is what I deal with, and so I want to make sure we don't deal with this innuendo that all of us are bad, because all of us are not. Can we be better? If you got specifics, I've always told you, bring them, I'm happy to work on them, so that we don't get caught up into just destroying things with these double initiatives and repetitive or duplications of services. So I just set the record straight for my town, because I've worked on it. Thank you.
Members, any other questions? Thank you. That's all the registered testimony. Is there anyone else who would like to testify on or against the measure? The chair hearing none recognizes Representative Wilson to close.
I apologize that this has taken up more time than it should. Representative Davis, there's no hidden agendas here. Literally, a portion of my new district has a lot of tolls. I go through those tolls a lot. When I was getting my billing, I couldn't answer the question. So when I started looking at this, this is what's driving a lot of this effort. I am now getting a lot of calls because of my constituency. So what I thought, instead of coming up with, hey, this is all broken, let's just take a look at this, take a step back, see if there's things that we need to look at. And that's all it is.
And I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Not a problem, but I just want to be clear that some of them they're all running the.
They are.
And it's important that
Yes.
we make that distinction, so we don't just,
I absolutely agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Representative Wilson, perhaps you would work with Representative Davis on a floor amendment that would clarify anything like that.
That'd be great.
Members, any other
Be
questions?
delighted.
Chair hearing none, that's all the registered testimony. And you close HB 3843, but leave pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 1305 and recognizes Representative Hefner to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members, for hearing our bill today. House Bill 1305 would designate a portion of State Highway 19 in Rains County as the Mildred McMillan Garrett Memorial Bridge and allow for the construction of markers that indicate that designation. Mrs. Garrett was one of two known Rains County residents to enlist as a member of the Women's Army Corps in World War II. And after her service, Mrs. Garrett served 12 years on the Emory City Council and was elected 4 times as Mayor Pro Tem. Ms. Garrett has the honor of being the first woman in Rains County to serve on a city council. I think this would be a simple but meaningful way of honoring a woman who was both a public servant and a trailblazer in Rains County. Be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Representative Hefner. Members, any questions? Well, you got one witness, we'll call you back up. Chair calls Fred Worley. Please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill. Fred Worley.
My name is Fred Worley. I'm a retired firefighter from Emory, Texas. Mr. Chairman, I would like to thank you and the committee for allowing me to testify on behalf of House Bill 1305.
Mr. Worley, you're in support of the bill?
Correct.
And I have you representing yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Mildred McMillan was born in 1923 across from Lake Fork Creek near the bridge to be named on Highway 19 in Rains County. Mildred lived in an African-American segregated community and attended segregated schools. Her ancestors were among the first to settle in Rains County before the county was even formed. She enlisted in the Army Air Corps during World War II, serving with distinction. Mildred's husband, David Garrett, was a vet, along with a long list of family members, including her father, a World War I vet. 4 sons, 4 grandsons, 2 great-grandsons. After her discharge, she became a trailblazer for others to follow. And as a Christian lady, she was well known for her honesty, integrity, loyalty, and hands-on getting things done for our community. Some of her accomplishments included first African-American mayor pro tem 3 times in Range County, first woman to serve on the city council in Emory, first African-American woman to serve on the city council, first African-American woman to serve on the East Texas Council of Government from Range County. She was instrumental in getting funds for the Emory first new fire station, and instrumental in getting and attaining the Emory Park. The list goes on and on with her service on committees in church, clubs, schools. The Range County Commissioner Court made a resolution in favor of supporting this bill 1305, and the mayor signed a letter which I delivered to Cole Hefner. Some people are honored for one thing. Mildred gave of herself for almost a century. Was blessed to have Mildred as a resident of our community, and I was blessed to be able to call her my friend. And I thank you for listening to me.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Worley. That's an incredible legacy that she leaves behind. Members, any questions, Mr. Worley? There's none. Thank you for being here. There's no one else here to register to testify on for or against the measures, and who would like to testify on for or against the measures? Chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Hefner to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I close.
At this time, HB 1305 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 3747. The chair offers up the committee substitute to HB 3747. The chair recognizes Representative Goldman to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. House Bill 3747 changes transportation code to include possession in an unauthorized use of temporary tags. Possession of an unauthorized temporary tag under House Bill 3747 is a Class A misdemeanor. Producing, selling, or distributing an unauthorized temporary tag is a third-degree felony. With that, happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? There is no one registered to testify. Is there anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Goldman to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I close.
At this time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to HB 3747. Thank you, Representative Goldman. 3747 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 3861 and recognizes Representative Goldman to explain the measure.
Members, if your tax assessor collectors don't like you, they're going to love you when you pass this bill. House Bill 3861 makes the use of web dealer requirement for all automobile dealers. Currently, county tax assessor collectors are required to provide an online database called Web Dealer for auto dealerships to use. However, it's not required for dealers to use the Web Dealer system. The Web Dealer system already exists, is used to manage buyer's tags and process title applications, ultimately making dealer tags and title applications faster, easier for dealerships throughout the state. Additionally, when utilizing the Web Dealer system, tag information becomes readily available for law enforcement, which contributes to officer safety and for supervising agencies concerned with inventory management of metal plates. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? There is no registered testimony. Is anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I close.
HB 3861 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 483 and recognizes Representative Mesa to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for hearing House Bill 483. This would designate a portion of State Highway 356 in the Irving city limits as a historic highway. Highway 356 is known to us in Irving as Irving Boulevard. It dates back 100 years to the early days of Irving. It was originally called First Street and connected with Main Street with a wooden water tower standing at the intersection. As Irving and Dallas County grew, First Street became Irving Boulevard, and after World War II, it was named Farm to Market Road 684 before being designated state highway by the Texas Highway Department in 1965. Highway 356 is historically significant. It was one of the early examples of a roadway expanded and enhanced by a combination of local and state monies. In 1950, the state encouraged the city of Irving to partner with it to widen Highway 356 from 2 lanes to 4. And in 1965, the city decided to widen the highway from City Hall toward 183 with funding from Pepsi-Cola and Frito-Lay. Any of you that may have seen the movie Mommy Dearest might remember in the movie that she married the Pepsi-Cola Frito-Lay king and in the late 50s, early 60s, and so I think it was early 60s, and so when he passed away, she took over chairing the board, and it was during this time when she was chairing Pepsi-Cola and Frito-Lay that The delegation from the city of Irving and the state appeared at the highway department to present a check for $100,000 for the right-of-way acquisition. The total cost of the project, over $1 million with a traffic count of 10,000 vehicles per day. So that check designation was during the time that Joan Crawford was chair of Pepsi-Cola. 356 has also been the site of many parades and civic gatherings over the years. I actually, as a child, witnessed Davy Crockett on Irving Boulevard. No, I'm not that old. But back then, Disney had a TV show, a series on Davy Crockett, and Fess Parker played Davy Crockett. Buddy Hebson from Beverly Hillbillies fame played his sidekick, and they came to Irving. And so there's a picture of me sitting on my dad's shoulder so that I could see him. I thought I was seeing Davy Crockett on Irving Boulevard. There's a lot of revitalization projects underway to preserve the history of the highway and connect it with the people of Irving. So thank you again for hearing House Bill 483. I hope to have your support to preserve its rich history and recognize its contribution to the development of Dallas County.
Members,
With that said, I reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? All I remember of Mommy Dearest is the child getting beat by a hanger and me thinking that looks like it hurts worse than the belt I get hit by.
No,
There's
no wire hangers.
There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is there anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair, hearing none, recognize Representative Meza to close.
Okay. Well, neither Davy Crockett nor Joan Crawford were able to be here today to testify. So with that, I close.
HB 483 will let pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 108 and recognizes Representative Cortez to explain the measure.
She's a hard act to follow, so good luck.
Thank you, Chairman Canales. Such an attractive group of committee members you have here.
Flattery gets you everywhere.
Impressive group. Very, very blessed there, Chairman, to have this attractive group here.
I say we just vote it out now.
Not opposed to local and consent, if you want to just vote it out today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the ability to lay out House Bill 108. To recognize Texas teachers' dedication, House Bill 108 would allow classroom teachers to be issued specialty license plates if they have taught public schools for at least 15 years. The license plates would include the words Texas Teacher and a logo designed by the Department of Motor Vehicles and the Texas Education Agency. The fee for the issuance of this license plate would be $10. Additionally, House Bill 108 would allow retired classroom teachers to be issued specialty license plates if they've taught public school students for the last 20 years. Their license plates would include the word Retired Texas Teacher and a logo designed by DMV and the TEA. The fee for the issuance of this license plate would be $5. Teachers shape the future of Texas, and House Bill 108 honors their service while providing well-deserved benefits, including exemptions from parking fee collection by public entities. We look forward to working with you, Chairman Canales, and the attractive members of this committee to see this legislation through. I reserve my right to close.
Members, any questions? You've got a couple witnesses. We'll let you close. Belinda Cortez. Chair calls Belinda Cortez. Please step forward, state your full name and who you represent and your position on the bill.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Belinda Cortez. I'm the Vice President of Cortez's Disabled Veterans and Alliance, and I am for the bill.
Thank you, ma'am. Please proceed.
Okay, I'm also standing before you to represent all Texas public school teachers in the state of Texas.
Ma'am, you can't do that. So you have stated that you represent yourself. You
Yes.
represent Cortez Disabled Veterans and
Yes.
Alliance, Inc., and that is who you represent. If you would like to add somebody, we'd have to
Okay.
stop the proceeding, and we'd have to add that to the measure.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Myself.
Thank you, ma'am. We have
Okay.
you for the bill, Karen.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please proceed.
Okay, I have been an educator in the state of Texas for 19 years, and I often wonder if anyone realizes how hard teachers work. No one really knows unless you personally know someone who is a teacher or who has spent time volunteering in a classroom. Most outsiders do not see the countless hours that are spent on preparing lessons that are engaging and meaningful, reviewing student data to ensure that all of our students are being successful in the classroom with proper modifications, collaborating with colleagues to share ideas on best teaching practices, contacting parents not only during school hours but all hours of the day, covering morning duties, attending meetings during and after school, and the list goes on. There are definitely not enough hours in the day to accomplish what we need to get done in our classrooms, especially when we are not only doing our teacher duties, but are also taking on the roles of parent, nurse, counselor, and custodian. It is sad to say that now our roles have even changed to security guard after all the tragic events that are occurring in our schools. Our workday does not end when we dismiss our students at the end of the day. We work well over 40 hours a week, not to include all the hours that we spend working from home, prepping materials for the following week, like laminating, cutting, reading, and researching to explore instructional materials and strategies that will improve student learning. Let me not forget to mention that a part of our paycheck also goes right back into our classrooms. We use our own money to purchase supplies for our students and items needed to make sure that we conduct hands-on experiences to ignite a love of learning. We also purchase a lot of our classroom furniture to make sure our students are comfortable and are working in a positive environment. It takes dedication and a desire to make a difference in the lives of young people. Being an elementary teacher is one of the most admirable roles an educator can have, although it can be extremely challenging at times. It is because of these challenges that many of our teachers are leaving the profession. There are many reasons for this, beginning from underpaid salaries to student discipline, excessive workloads, high demands to raise test scores, teacher-to-student ratios, and retirement benefits that our state won't fix. According to the Texas AFT, when it comes to teacher retirement benefits, Texas ranks second to last when compared to all 50 states. The Teacher Vacancy Task Force final report posted in February of 2023 states that it takes a teacher at least 20 years of service to make at least $2,000 more a month from when they began their teaching career. Also, most of Texas school districts do not allow teachers to pay into Social Security, so the money they put into teacher retirement will be their only source of income. Most retired teachers eventually will have to join the workforce again to compensate for their income. A study by the University of Houston's Educational Research Center also shows that out of 16,517 people who started teaching during the 2011-2012 school year, 43% found other careers after 5 years, and after 10 years, 59% of those teachers had left the profession. It is a fact that schools are struggling to recruit and retain teachers. 21% of new recruits were hired this year under an alternate certification, and 20% were hired without a valid teaching certificate. I'm not here to ask for a pay increase, but to at least be heard to keep highly qualified teachers in the classroom. House Bill 108 could be used as an incentive to keep the revolving door from spinning in our Texas public schools. This bill has been presented at the last 2 sessions, but unfortunately never made it to the Senate Transportation Committee. I respectfully ask for your vote on the floor to get this bill moving forward to ensure that we don't run out of time again. We ask ourselves, what is the state of Texas doing to retain these effective teachers? I thank you for your time, and I hope that you take this bill into consideration. It is with you and your help that can make teachers a priority.
Members, any questions? Thank you, Ms. Cortez. My mother was a elementary special ed teacher, so I know exactly what you're saying. So thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Chair calls Luis Cortez. Mr. Cortez, I don't know how much is it. Okay, give me 1 second. So I have you testifying as Luis Cortez, representing yourself, Cortez Disabled Veterans and Alliance, Inc., and I will show you as not testifying, but for the bill. Is that correct?
For the bill, and the written testimony was introduced.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I will show you as not testifying, but for the bill.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Chair calls Kayla Cortez.
Written testimony is.
Okay, so I will show Ms. Kayla Cortez as representing herself, Cortez Disabled Veterans and Alliance, Inc., and for the bill, not testifying.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you. That's all the registered testimonies. Is there anyone else who would like to testify on or against the measure? Chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Cortez to close.
Thank you, Chairman Canales. Members of this committee, I don't have any opposition if you want to vote it out today. Very, very attractive members. You have no problem. I do close.
HB 108 we left pending at this time. At this time, the chair officer lays out HB 229 and offers up the committee substitute. Is there any objection? Chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Cortez to explain the bill.
Mr. Chairman, members of this great committee, this is a simple bill. It's a cleanup bill, simplest bill you're probably going to hear on this entire session.
You take it,
but it's for Central Catholic High School. Central Catholic High School, I happen to be alumni from there, one of the best high schools in San Antonio, and their alumni group has asked me to request y'all's consideration for the awarding of a specialty license plate. Central Catholic High School has fostered a community of graduates and engaged leaders such as Henry Cisneros and our current city manager in the city of San Antonio, Eric Walsh, and many others. And they demonstrate unwavering school pride, serving as the reason for the request for behind this Central Catholic license plate. So with respect, I do ask for your consideration of this, Mr. Chairman. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Members, any questions? You've got one witness. We'll call you back up. Abraham Luna. Chair calls Abraham Luna. Please come step forward, state your full name, who you represent, your position on the bill, please.
Good afternoon, Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here on behalf of myself. I am alumni of Central Catholic. I'm on the alumni board. I am a parent of a freshman and a senior, and I am in favor or for.
Your witness affirmation also says you represent Central Catholic High School. Is that correct?
As the alumni board.
Okay. And you are for the bill?
Yes, sir.
Please proceed.
Yes, sir. Central Catholic has been educating young men since 1852 at the high school level, producing some great leaders both in the city and the state. And it is a lot of pride, and so we are humbly asking for your vote or to pass this.
Thank you. Members, any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Cortez to close on the measure.
Once again, Mr. Chairman, simple bill, Central Catholic, go Central. A couple of your colleagues in the Texas Senate, Roland Gutierrez and Senator Jose Menendez, are also graduates of this great high school, and respectfully request y'all's consideration. Look forward to working with y'all. God bless you. God bless Texas.
Members, any questions? Thank you, Representative Cortez. At this time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to HB 229 and 229 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 5076 and recognizes Representative Bassett to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Wonderful members of this committee. This bill is a license plate bill. In the 82nd legislature, we passed, not we, I wasn't here, passed two bills that related to license plates by state judges. One amended the provision, one repealed the provision, hence ambiguity. This bill is filed to ensure that the law is clear, that state judges in Texas can be issued state judge license plates. It also expands the list of judges to include effectively all state judges that are available or are eligible for those plates, including statutory probate judges, justice of the peace, municipal judges, constitutional county judges, statutory county court of law judges, etc. Happy to answer your questions.
TX 230, that was my dad's state judge plate. Members, any questions? There's no one here to register to testify on or against the measure. We would like to testify on or against the measure. Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Bassett to close.
I close.
HB 5076 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 627, recognizes Representative Harris to explain the measure.
Sorry, Chair, which one was that?
627.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. Appreciate the opportunity to lay this bill out. Currently, Texas Transportation Code already allows for the issuance of a specialty license plate for people who are recipients of the Star of Texas Award under Chapter 3106 of the Government Code, as well as recipients of a Purple Heart Award by DPS or another law enforcement agency. This bill allows the surviving spouse of a person who was the recipient of either of these awards to be entitled to the specialty plates as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? There was no one here registered to testify on or against the measure. Who would like to testify on or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Harris to close.
I close.
The chair will leave HB 627 pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 628, and the chair offers up the committee substitute to HB 628. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, recognizes Representative Harris to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 628. This plate is honoring law enforcement and would include the words, "A hero remembered never dies," honoring law enforcement, and a depiction of a badge covered by a black mourning band. That I close.
Members, any questions? Sorry. They're here. Chair hearing none. Is there anyone who would like to testify on or against the measure? Since there was no one here registered to testify on or against the measure, since there is none, the chair will recognize Representative Harris to close.
I close. Thank you.
At this time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to HB 628, and 628 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 1913 by Spiller and recognizes Representative Spiller to explain the measure.
Thank you, Chairman Canales, Vice Chair Rainey, members of the committee. I want to thank you for allowing me to lay out House Bill 1913. House Bill 1913 designates a portion of the Varner Market Road 2526 in Eastland County as the Sergeant Barbara Finley Memorial Highway. Sergeant Barbara Finley dedicated her life to public service and protecting her community. She lost her life in the line of duty last year, saving people's lives in the fires that ravaged Eastland County. She was with the Eastland County Sheriff's Department for 9 years. Prior to that, she was with the city of Gorman, the last 6 of those being as the chief of police. And so, due to her bravery, we'd ask favorable consideration, recommend that House Bill 1913 be sent to local and consent calendar. Thank you for your time, and I respectfully reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? Thank you for bringing this measure. On behalf of the Texas House Committee on Transportation, we express our deepest condolences and heartfelt sympathy to the family. There's no one here registered to testify on or against the measure. If anyone would like to testify on or against the measure, chair hearing none, recognize Representative Spiller to close.
I close.
At this time, HB 1913 be left pending. At this time, the chair lays out HB 1368 and recognizes Representative Cunningham to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Chairman Canales and members.
HB 1365 was filed in response to the tragedy that occurred in my district on August.
Give me 1 second.
Yes.
It is 1368?
1368.
Okay.
Yeah. 1368.
Go ahead.
Was filed in response to a tragedy that occurred in my district on August 28, 2022. Deputy Constable Omar Ursan was a young law enforcement officer that cared deeply about his family and friends, protecting his community, and serving those around him. Unfortunately, his life was cut far too short when he was murdered by two individuals when he was picking up dinner for his family. Constable Ursan was off duty, but any law enforcement officer would tell you there's really no such thing as off duty. Constable Ursan's untimely death has greatly affected our community, and he leaves behind to cherish a grieving wife, a 7-year-old daughter, but most importantly, a mom and dad, and his mother's here today. To honor the life of Constable Ursan, I filed HB 1368 to dedicate part of Farm Market Road, FM 1960, in Harris County as Deputy Constable Omar Ursan's Memorial Highway. Thank you, Chairman Gonzalez and members, and I reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? Thank you. You have one witness. Chair calls Yvonne Ursan, please. Please step forward, state your full name, who you represent, and your position on the bill, ma'am.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share words about my son.
Please take your time.
I never dreamed of him. He had his 37th birthday that Friday night, and that Sunday he left to go get dinner for his wife, and he never returned back home. He was a peace officer with Precinct 3 that went beyond the call of duty to do his job. I really appreciate the things that you do. That Omar was my only son, my oldest child, and always respected, very lawful, did nothing but tried to serve the state of Texas well. Thank you.
Please accept our deepest condolences and heartfelt sympathy on behalf of the Committee on House Transportation. Members, any questions? Thank you, ma'am. If there is no one else here registered to testify on or against the measure, go ahead. Is there anyone who would like to testify on or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Cunningham to close.
Thank you, Chairman Gonzalez and members. I humbly ask for your favorable consideration on the bill and passage. I close.
So I am Gonzalez on my mom's side. So HB 1368 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out 5342 and recognizes Chairman Guillen to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, House Bill 5342 seeks to honor the distinguished career of Eddie Gracia Jr. and commemorate his long commitment to the Texas Department of Transportation. Mr. Gracia's service to TxDOT as our head local area engineer for over 30 years is a testament to his unwavering dedication and invaluable contributions to the department. His expertise and leadership were greatly impacted the transportation infrastructure in Stark County, and it's only fitting that we recognize his legacy. Eddie Gracia spearheaded the efforts to acquire the property and build this TxDOT building in Stark County, and this bill would designate this building as the Eduardo Eddie Gracia Jr. PE Area Engineer and Maintenance Facility as a befitting tribute to a man who has left his mark on our communities. This would allow us to acknowledge the significant contributions of Mr. Gracia and express our deepest gratitude for his service to TxDOT and the people of Texas.
Members, any questions? Chairman Guillen, I would like to express my deepest appreciation for your service, because I know to what hour you were up last night, and the fact that you're here, standing here to do this, means that these people mean a lot to you, so thank you. There's no one here registered to testify on or against the measures. Anyone would like to testify on or against the measure? The chair hearing none, recognizes Representative Guillen to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I close.
HB 5342 be left pending at the time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 751 and recognizes Representative Dean to explain the measure.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members. Coast Guard Life-Saving Medal is awarded to a person who saves lives from the perils of water. Life-saving medal can be awarded to members of the Coast Guard civilians. HB 751 adds a Coast Guard life-saving medal as an option for a special license plate. Happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? There's no questions. There's no one here to testify on for or against the measures, and we would like to testify on for or against the measures. Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Dean to close.
Close.
HB 751 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2053 and recognizes Representative Jones to explain the measure.
Thank you, Chairman Canales and members of the committee for the opportunity to lay out House Bill 2053. The Yvonne Townview Magnet Center is a complex of schools located in House District 100. The campus houses 6 independent magnet schools feeding into Dallas ISD and focuses on different professions, including science, engineering, and business. This license plate shall be for alumni and faculty and for students and parents attending Townview Magnet Center in the city of Dallas. The license plate will include the words Townview Magnet Center as well as the high school's logo. With the creation of this specialty plate, House Bill 2053 will allow the raising of funds to benefit Townview Magnet Education and Alumni Foundation. This bill will improve the quality of education and opportunities for students that attend this Magnet Center. Members, if anyone have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them at this time. And with that, I reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? Chair hearing none. There's no one here to testify on for or against the measures and would like to testify on for or against the measures. Chair hearing none. Recognize Representative Jones to close.
I close.
HB 2053 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2323. The chair offers up the committee substitute to HB 2323 and recognize Representative Hayes to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members. Texas Our Texas was written in 1924. The music composed by William J. Marsh and the lyrics written by Gladys Yoakum Wright. The song selected as the official state song by a concurrent resolution of the Texas legislature in 1929 following a statewide competition. House Bill 2323 would create a one-time general issue license plate to commemorate the centennial anniversary of the writing of the song Texas Our Texas. I do have a committee substitute, which you should have before you, hopefully. The substitute merely added at the bottom of the license plate 1924-2024 is what it did. This was made to the recommendation of the DMV to complete the concurrent. There was a second change. They wanted it to go for 5 years. So when the song was written in 1924, was adopted in 1929. They said, why don't you do the plate for 5 years, and then we can use up current inventory and it saves the state money. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield, and I believe there may be a witness.
Members, any questions? There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Anyone would like to testify on for or against the measure? Chair hearing none, recognize Representative Hayes to close on the measure.
I close. Thank you.
At this time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to HB 2323. At this time, 2323 will be left pending. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2754 and recognizes Representative Cecil Bell to explain the measure.
All right, Mr. Chairman, that was a joke.
I'm sorry.
Hey. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members, for the opportunity to lay out 2754.
Take your time, Representative.
Currently, there's no specialty license plate for retired peace officers in Texas. HB 2754 requires the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles to issue specialty plates to honor those formerly employed as peace officers. Peace officers defined as a person elected, employed, or appointed as peace officer under Article 2.12 of the education of the Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 51.212 or 51.214 of the Education Code or other law. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Reserve the right to close.
Members, any questions? There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Would like to testify on for or against the measure. The chair hearing none recognizes Representative Cecil Bell to close.
Mr. Chairman, members, I appreciate the opportunity to lay this bill out, and thank you for your time. Request favorable consideration.
Thank you for being here, Representative Bell. HB 2754 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 4265. The chair offers up the committee substitute to HB 4265 and recognizes Vice Chair Rainey to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to lay out House Bill 4265. It creates a specialty license plate for the Sheriff's Association.
There is no, any questions of Vice Chair Rainey? There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measures. Anyone would like to testify on for or against the measures? The chair hearing none recognizes Representative Rainey to close.
I close.
This time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to HB 4265 and HB 4265 be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 1968, recognizes Representative Harris to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members, for the opportunity to lay out House Bill 1968 before you today. HB 1968 honors Officer Charles Weitz by designating a portion of Interstate Highway 35 in Williamson County as the Officer Charles Weitz Memorial Highway. Officer Charles M. Weitz Jr. served his community as an officer with the Round Rock Police Department for 19 years. He was a patrol officer, field training officer, and SWAT negotiator. Officer Weitz has received the Star of Texas Award from Governor Greg Abbott, as well as the Round Rock PD Purple Heart and Medal of Honor, which was presented by U.S. Representative John Carter in 2019. Unfortunately, he is yet another officer whom we lost in the line of duty. Officer Weitz was struck by a vehicle on February 25th, 2018, while directing traffic around a crime scene. He succumbed to these injuries on April 27th, 2018. His name is etched into the marble walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and we want to remember and honor him in Williamson County as well. With that, I'm free to answer any questions, and I respectfully reserve my right to close.
Members, any questions for Representative Harris? There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is there anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? The chair hearing none, recognize Representative Harris to close on the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I'd appreciate the committee's favorable consideration, and I close.
Thank you for bringing this bill, Representative Harris. HB 1968 will be dependent at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 1778 by Representative Hinojosa and recognizes Vice Chair Rainey to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 1778 is Representative Hinojosa's bill relating to the issuance of special license plates to certain professional sports teams.
Thank you, Representative Rainey. Is there any questions, members? There's no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is there anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? The chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Rainey to close.
I close.
HB 1778 will be left pending at this time. At this time, the chair lays out HB 2590 by Chairman Burrows and recognizes Vice Chair Rainey to explain the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. HB 2590 is Representative Burr's bill relating to the designation of a portion of Farmer Market Road 40 in Lubbock County as the Maines Brothers Band Highway.
There is no one here registered to testify on for or against the measure. Is there anyone who would like to testify on for or against the measure? The chair, hearing none, recognizes Representative Rainey to close.
I close.
HB 2590 will be left pending at this time.
This is yours.
This is the last one. I'll swap you. I'll swap you.
The chair lays out House Bill 3672. The chair also committee substitute to House Bill 3672. The chair recognizes Representative Canales to explain the bill.
Thank you, Vice Chair Rainey. Members, for allowing me to lay out and discuss the HB 3672 and the substitute. It designates portions of Texas Highway as memorial highways for 7 fallen Department of Public Safety troopers, 1 Texas Ranger, 1 Texas Highway Patrolman. Each of these men made the ultimate sacrifice by protecting our state. A memorial sign commemorating Trooper Russell Lynn Boyd is to be placed at the section Highway 290 in Waller County. Trooper Boyd was killed in the line of duty in 1983. A sign commemorating Trooper William Koppel III is to be placed on the section of Interstate 10 in Austin County. Trooper Koppel was killed in the line of duty in 1985. A memorial sign commemorating Ranger Stanley Guffey is to be placed on a section of Highway 71 in McCullough County. Ranger Guffey was killed in the line of duty in 1987. A memorial sign commemorating Trooper Howard Jordan is to be placed on a section of Highway 59 in Cass County. Trooper Jordan was killed in the line of duty in 1981. A memorial sign commemorating Trooper Milton Alexander is to be placed in the section of Interstate 35 in Hill and Ellis County. Trooper Alexander was killed in the line of duty in 1983. A memorial sign commemorating Trooper Ernesto Alanis is to be placed in the section of Highway 336 in Hidalgo County. Trooper Alanis was killed in the line of duty in 1983. A memorial sign commemorating Trooper Hollis Lacey is to be placed on a section of Highway 35 in Denton County. Trooper Lacey was killed in the line of duty in 1980. A memorial sign is commemorating Trooper Mark Fredericks to be placed on a section of Interstate 10 in Austin County. Trooper Frederick was killed in the line of duty in 1976. A memorial sign commemorating Patrolman Billy Howery is to be placed on a section of Interstate 35 in Williamson County. Patrolman Howery was killed in the line of duty in 1972. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions. I reserve my right to close.
Members, are there any questions of Chairman Canales? Hearing none. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify? Excuse me, there is one. Okay. Chair calls is Richard Jankowski. Thank you for being here today. Will you please state your name, your position on the bill, and who you represent?
My name is Richard Jankowski, and I am president of the Department of Public Safety Officers Association. I am for the bill. I'm here to testify for HB 3672. We thank Chairman Canales for honoring the troopers and Texas Ranger listed in the bill with memorial highway signs in recognition of their service to the state of Texas and untimely deaths while securing our Texas roadways. Thank you, Chairman Canales, for your continued support of our fallen brothers and sisters, and thank you, members of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against the measure? If not, the chair will recognize Representative Canales to close the measure. At this time, the chair withdraws his. Yeah, good.
Thank you. This is just a testament to the dangers that law enforcement faces every single day. They put their lives on the line every single day for us. And it's our honor in this committee to be able to honor their families and their memory in the best way that we can. So thank you, members, for allowing me to lay out this bill, and thank you, Richard, for being here.
Thank you, Chairman, for bringing the bill to us. At this time, the chair withdraws the committee substitute to House Bill 3672. Thank you, Representative Canales. House Bill 3672 will be left pending at this time.
Thank you, members. At this time, we're going to take up pending business. This time, the chair lays out HB 421 is pending business. 421 is Representative Lopez's bill relating to the operation of a motor vehicle passing a pedestrian or a person operating a bicycle creating a criminal offense. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to HB 421 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that HB 421 is substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass to be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 9 and 1.
There being 9 ayes and 1 nay, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 433 as pending business. 433 is Representative Van Deever's bill related to the definition of commercial fleet. The Representative Ordaz moves that HB 433 without amendments be reported. Full House, the recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1198 as pending business. HB 1198 is Representative Dean's bill related to the public awareness of campaign to promote proper attachment of trailers to certain motor vehicles. Representative Lozano moves that HB 1198 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass to be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1199 as pending business. HB 1199 is Representative Dean's bill related to the inclusion of certain information regarding trailers and vehicle accident reports. Representative Lozano moves that HB 1199 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass me printed be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. Clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. Chair lays out HB 1744 is pending business. 1744 is Representative Leach's bill relating to the use of a high occupancy vehicle lane by an operator of a motor vehicle who is pregnant. The chair moves that HB 1744 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis.
No.
Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 2 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2170 as pending business. 2170 is Representative Gear's bill related to toll collections by a toll project entity. The chair moves that HB 2170 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2605 as pending business. HB 2605 is Representative Canales' bill related to the funding of certain port projects. The chair office of the full committee substitute moves that the substitute to HB 2605 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that HB 2605 as substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2606 as pending business. HB 2606 is Representative Canales' bill related to the powers and duties of navigation districts and boards of trustees of municipal port facilities. The chair office of the full committee substitute moves that the substitute to HB 2606 be adopted. Is there any objection? There be no objection since the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that 2606 is a substitute to be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2616 as pending business. 2616 is Representative Bassout's bill related to the operation and lighting equipment of medical examiner vehicles and vehicles operated by justices of the peace in certain circumstances. The chair moves that HB 2616 without amendments be reported to the full House. With the recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2902 as pending business. 2902 is Representative Gammas' bill related to the statement on a temporary tag warning against unauthorized reproduction, purchase, use, or sale of a tag. The chair moves that HB 2902 without amendments be reported to the full House. Of the recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2934 as pending business. 2934 is Representative Romero's bill relating to the study of the Texas Department of Transportation, the use of municipal impact fees on roadway facilities. The chair offers up the full committee substitute moves that the substitute to HB 2934 be adopted. Is there any objection? There hearing no objection. The substitute is adopted. The chair moves that HB 2934 substitute be reported to the full House. Of the recommendation do pass. Be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There have been 11 ayes and 0 nays. The motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3023 as pending business. 3023 is Representative Lopez's bill related to the weight limitation of liquefied petroleum gas motor vehicles. The chair offers up the full committee substitute moves that the substitute to HB 3023 be adopted. Is there any objection? There be no objection. The substitute is adopted. The chair moves that HB 3023 as substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Chair recognizes Representative Landgraf is present.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 12.
There being 12 ayes, 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3126 is pending business. 3126 is Representative Gomez's bill related to the definition of pass and passing using the reference to a vehicle local. The chair moves that 3126 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed. The clerk call and sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes, 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3187 is pending business. 3187, Representative Harris bill related to sourcing, marketing, and the sale of certain license plates. The chair moves that 3187 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation to be do pass and be printed. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3224 is pending business. 3224 is Representative Guillen's bill relating to the status of the registration of a vehicle after the failure to establish financial responsibility. The chair moves that 3224 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation that do pass and be printed sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. Clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3313 is pending business. 3313 is Representative Ordaz bill relating to the use of certain lighting equipment on motorcycles and mopeds. The chair moves that 3313 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. Clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3444 as pending business. The 3444 is Representative Canales' bill related to the classification and transportation of districts in the Texas Transportation Commission. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to 3444 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that 3444 as substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass to be printed sent. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes, 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3484 is pending business. 3484 is Representative Harris' bill related to the weight exemptions for alternatively fueled heavyweight vehicles on state highways. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to HB 3484 be adopted. Is there any objection? There be no objection. The substitute is adopted. The chair moves that 3484 is substituted be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes, 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3525 is pending business. 3525 is Representative Davis' bills relating to the confidentiality of certain information collected in certain airport governing boards and parking garages. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to HB 3525 be adopted. Is there any objection? There be no objection. The substitute is adopted. The chair moves that 3525 is substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3701 is pending business. 3701 is Representative Patterson's bill relating to titling, registration, and the operation of an auto cycle. The chair moves that HB 3701 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris of Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero?
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3862 as pending business. 3862 is Representative Goldman's bill related to the information on the transfer of license plates, including the application for title and registration of a motor vehicle. The chair moves that HB 3862 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
Aye.
Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan? Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero? 11.
There being 11 ayes, 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair laid out HB 4078 is pending business. 4078 is Representative Garrett, or Chairman Garrett's bill related to the motor vehicle franchise dealers and reimbursement of motor vehicle franchise dealers by manufacturers and the distributors for warranty, recall, and preparation and delivery of work. The chair offers that the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to 4078 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute's adopted. The chair moves that 4078 is substituted be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales? Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan?
No.
Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero?
There being 9 ayes and 1 nay, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 4121 is pending business. HB 4121 is Representative Guillen's bill related to the motor vehicle windshield sunscreening devices. The chair moves that 4121 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation to pass be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
I apologize. The chair moves that HB 4121 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation to pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
Aye.
Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan? Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero? Representative Rainey? Aye. Okay. Then it's 12.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 4122 as pending business. 4122 is Representative Guillen's bill related to the operation of movement of motorcycles on a roadway lane for traffic. The chair moves that HB 4122 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
Aye.
Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan? Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero?
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 4711 as pending business. 4711 is Representative Manuel's bill relating to the improvement of projects of the Sabine Natchez Navigation District of Jefferson County, Texas. The chair moves that 4711 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
Aye.
Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan? Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero? 12-0.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 40.
No. We've already done that one.
Yeah, so I mixed them up. This one's left.
So I think that's what's left.
The chair lays out HB 108 as pending business. HB 108 is Representative Cortez bill related to the privileged parking and the issuance of specialty license plates for certain classroom teachers and retired classroom teachers imposing a fee. The chair moves that HB 108 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales?
Aye.
Rainey? Ashby? Davis? Gomez? Harrison Williamson? Landgraf? Lozano? Lujan? Ordaz? Patterson? Perez? Romero?
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 229 is pending business. 229 is Representative Cortez Bureau related to the issuance of Central Catholic High School specialty plates. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute 229 be adopted. Is there any objection? The chair hearing none. The substitute's adopted. The chair moves that HB 229 is substituted be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be approved and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendar. As the clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 483 is pending business. 43 is Representative Mess's bill relating to the designation of State Highway 356 in Irving as a historic highway. The chair moves that for HB 483 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be approved and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 539 is pending business. 539 is Representative Bale bill related to the issuance of distinguished license plates for farm and ranch vehicles. The chair moves that 539 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be approved and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan.
Aye.
Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out at HB 923 is pending business. 923 is Representative Kane's bill related to the designation of the Aaron M. Hicks Memorial Interchange. The chair moves that HB 923 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be approved and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. Would you like to?
Oh, should I?
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1778 is pending business. 1778 is Representative Hayden Hinojosa's bill relating to the issuance of specialty license plates for certain professional sports teams. The chair moves that 1778 without amendments be reported to the full House. Of the recommendation do pass be approved and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2053 is pending business. Representative HB 2053 is Representative Jones' bill related to the issuance of the Ron A. Ewell Townview Magnet Center specialty license plates authorizing a fee. The chair moves that 2053 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed, be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2323 is pending business. 2323 is Representative Hayes' bill related to the issuance of license plates commemorating the 100th anniversary of the writing of the state song. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to 2323 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute's adopted. The chair moves that HB 2323 is substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf.
Aye.
Lozano.
Aye.
Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2335 is pending business. 2335 is Representative King's bill related to the designation of a portion of U.S. highways in Hale County as the Pete and Nelda Laney Highway. The chair moves that HB 2335 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2590 is pending business. 2590 is Chairman Burrow's bill related to the designation of the portion of Farm to Market Ford Road 40 in Lubbock County as the Maines Brothers Band Highway. The chair moves that 2590 without amendments be reported to the full House of recommendation. Do pass, be printed, be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2680 as pending business. 2680 is Representative Collier's bill related to the designation of a portion of the Interstate Highway and 35 west of Fort Worth as the Atiatiana Jefferson Memorial Highway. The chair moves that 2680 without amendments be reported to the full House of recommendation. Do pass, be printed, be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out 2835 as pending business. HB 2835 is pending business. HB 2835 is Representative Burns' bill related to the designation of a portion of the State Highway 144 in Hood and Somerville counties as the Ed Shipman Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 2835 without amendments be reported to the full House of the recommendation. Do pass, be printed, be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3045 as pending business. 3045 is Representative Bonham's bill, Chairman Bonham's bill relating to the designation of a bridge in Galveston County as the Ken Clark Memorial Bridge. The chair moves that HB 3045 without amendments be reported to the full House of recommendation. Do pass, be printed, be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3747 as pending business. 3747 is Representative Goldman's bill relating to the criminal penalty for the offense of the unauthorized reproduction, purchase, use, and sale of a temporary tag. The chair offers that the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to 3747 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that 3747 is substituted be reported to the full House recommendation. Do pass, be printed, sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out 3843 as pending business. The chair, 3843 is Representative Wilson's, HB 3843 is Representative Wilson's bill relating to the study and report of the Texas Department of Transportation regarding toll project entities. The chair moves that HB 3843 without amendments be reported to the full House of recommendation. Do pass, be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz.
I'm sure we
Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 1 nay, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3861 as pending business. HB 3861 is Representative Goldman's bill relating to the titling and registration of motor vehicles by motor vehicle dealers. The chair moves that HB 3861 without amendments be reported to the full House of recommendation. Do pass, be printed, and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 12 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 5076 is pending business. HB 5076 is Representative Basut's bill relating to the issuance of specialty plates to the state and federal judges. The chair moves that HB 5076 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Oh, Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 11.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 5135 as pending business. HB 5135 is Representative Casal's bill related to the issuance of canines for kids specialty plates. The chair moves that HB 5135 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed and sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 11 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. 10 ayes.
No, Davis walked out, so 10.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 5342 as pending business. 5342 is Representative Guillen's bill relating to the designation of the Texas Department of Transportation building in Starr County to the Eduardo Eddie Garcia Jr. PE Area Engineer and Maintenance Facility. The chair moves that HB 5342 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 10.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails.
Okay. Those are the memorial ones.
These are?
Yes. All of these
These
are
are
memorial.
specialty plates. It's a specialty place.
But that's based on a trooper that died. Okay.
So members, the following votes will be in honor of either law enforcement, first responders, military members, or Texas heroes. I would ask that while we vote on these, you rise with me in honor of those that have given their lives either in the line of duty or in the service of Texas. The chair lays out HB 627 is pending business. 627 is Representative Harris' bill related to the issuance of specialty license plates to the surviving spouse of a posthumous recipient of certain awards. The chair moves that HB 627 without amendments be reported to the full House with a recommendation do pass and be printed and sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 628 as pending business. HB 628 is Representative Harris's bill relating to the issuance of specialty license plates to honor fallen law enforcement officers. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to HB 628 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute's adopted. The chair moves that 628 is substituted to be reported to the full House with a recommendation that do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 751 as pending business. 751 is Representative Dean's bill relating to the issuance of the Coast Guard life-saving metal specialty license plates. The chair moves that HB 751 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation do pass and be printed sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 975 as pending business. HB 975 is Representative Niave Criado's bill related to the designation of a portion of the Interstate Highway 635 in Mesquite as Officer Richard Houston II Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 975 without amendments be reported to the full House with a recommendation that do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby.
Aye.
Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1305 as pending business. HB 1305 is Representative Hefner's bill relating to the designation of a portion of State Highway 19 as the Mildred McMillan Garrett Memorial Bridge. The chair moves that HB 1305 without amendments be reported to the full House with a recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1368 as pending business. HB 1368 is Representative Cunningham's bill relating to the designation of a portion of Farm to Market Road 1960 in Harris County as the Deputy Constable Omar Urson Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 1368 without amendments be reported to the full House with a recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1913 as pending business. 1913 is Representative Spiller's bill relating to the designation of a portion of Farm to Market Road 2526 in Eastland County as the Sergeant Barbara Finley Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 1913 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 9 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 1968 as pending business. 1968 is Representative Harris's bill relating to the designation of a portion of Interstate Highway 35 in Williamson County as the Officer Charles White's Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 1968 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation that do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair.
No. There was
Perez.
Perez. Okay. Then.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2205 as pending business. It's Representative Wally's bill relating to the designation of a portion of United States Highway 59 in Harris County as the Deputy Sheriff Darren Almendares Memorial Highway. The chair moves that HB 2205 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation that it do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2363 as pending business. This 2363 is Representative Darby's bill relating to the designation of a portion of Farm to Market Road 765 in Concho County as the Sergeant Stephen Jones Memorial Highway. The chair moves that 2363 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2364 as pending business. 2364 is Representative Darby's bill relating to the designation of a portion of U.S. Highway 87 in Concho County as the Deputy Samuel Leonard Memorial Highway. The chair moves that 2364 without amendments be reported to the full House with the recommendation do pass and be printed and be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harris Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out 2754 is pending business. 2754 is Representative Bell's bill related to the issuance of specialty license plates for retired peace officers. The chair moves that HB 2754 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation to pass be printed be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 10.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 2876 is pending business. 2876 is Representative King's bill relating to the issuance of specialty license plates for industrial firefighters authorizing a fee. The chair moves that HB 2876 without amendments be reported to the full House. The recommendation to pass be printed be sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
Being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. Chair lays out HB 4265 is pending business. 4265 is Representative Rainey's bill relating to the issuance of specialty license plates for the Texas Sheriff's deputies. The chair offers up the full committee substitute, moves that substitute to HB 4265 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute is adopted. The chair moves that HB 4265 substitute be reported to the full House with the recommendation to pass be printed. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Apologize. Be passed and be printed and sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero.
In 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. The chair lays out HB 3672 is pending business. 3672 is Representative Canales' bill relating to the designation of portions of the state highway system as memorial highways of certain deceased peace officers. The chair offers up the full committee substitute and moves that the substitute to HB 3672 be adopted. Is there any objection? There being no objection, the substitute's adopted. The chair moves that HB 3672 is substitute be reported to the full House. The recommendation to pass and be printed. The clerk sent to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. The clerk will call the roll.
Canales.
Aye.
Rainey. Ashby. Davis. Gomez. Harrison Williamson. Landgraf. Lozano. Lujan. Ordaz. Patterson. Perez. Romero. 10.
There being 10 ayes and 0 nays, the motion prevails. Members, that concludes today's agenda. Thank you for participating. Is there any further business to be discussed in the Committee House Transportation? There being nothing further, the chair moves we adjourn. Is there any objection? Chair hearing none, the committee stands adjourned, subject to the call of the chair. The time is now 4:34.